All right, it's Friday, January 9th, 2026, and we're wrapping up the final, and I mean truly transformative day of CES. And looking back, one theme has just screamed out louder than anything else.
This quote right here, this is basically the key to everything we're going to talk about today. AI has officially broken out of its digital cage. It's becoming physical, it's in our hospitals, and it's even changing the power grid itself. So how did this happen? Well, to get it, you've got to start at the bottom, at the very foundation, the brand new silicon that's powering this whole revolution.
Okay, so the single biggest headline of the day, no question, comes from NVIDIA. They've just officially pulled the curtain back on their next-gen Rubin platform. And let me be clear, this is not just another chip upgrade. Think of it as the new bedrock, the fundamental hardware for everything that's about to happen. And you really got to pay attention to the way they're talking about this. NVIDIA isn't just in the business of selling graphics cards anymore. No way. The Rubin platform is a complete system. We're talking 6 different chips, all designed to work together as one single giant supercomputer. And the whole point? The big goal is to drastically slash the cost of running these enormous frontier-scale AI models. All right, let's peek under the hood here. You've got the Rubin GPU, which is getting a huge memory upgrade. Think of it as a bigger fuel tank to feed these incredibly hungry AI models. Then there's the Vera CPU. That's like the conductor of the orchestra, keeping everything in sync. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is how all these parts talk to each other. NVLink 6 is this insane superhighway connecting all the GPUs, and the Bluefield 4 chip is like a special memory valet, giving AI tasks exactly what they need when they need it. The whole thing is designed from scratch to get rid of the digital traffic jams that have always been a bottleneck. Okay, so a bunch of chips, who cares, right? Well, here's why it matters. A tenfold reduction in how much it costs to get an answer from an AI, that's a complete game changer. All of a sudden, high-level, complex reasoning isn't some expensive luxury you only use in the cloud. It becomes so cheap that you can embed it absolutely everywhere. We're talking in our phones, in our cars, in our homes, everywhere. So, you've got these incredible new chips, but where do you put them? You can't just stick them in any old data center. This kind of hardware demands a totally new kind of building. We are literally moving on from the idea of cloud hosting and data centers to something Microsoft is calling AI superfactories, facilities built from the ground up specifically for this Rubin platform. And the scale of these places, it's just mind-boggling. Seriously, look at these stats. They're treating each entire facility like it's one single gigantic computer. To do that, you need, get this, 120 miles of underground power cables, and the planet's second-largest closed-loop water cooling system just to stop the whole thing from literally melting down. This is the new reality. This is what it takes to train models with hundreds of trillions of parameters. This isn't just AI anymore. This is industrial-scale intelligence.
Okay, so when you have this kind of massive, insatiable hunger for computing power, it doesn't just change technology. It causes a tectonic shift in the corporate world. The entire cloud landscape is being redrawn right before our eyes, and it's kicking off this new, incredibly high-stakes chess match between the tech giants.
And here's the headline you need to understand from all this. Microsoft's exclusive monopoly on OpenAI's infrastructure, it's officially over. Done. For years, it was a simple equation. If you used OpenAI, you were running on Microsoft Azure. That's just how it was. But now, OpenAI is diversifying. They're spreading their bets, and their first major new dance partner is, you guessed it, Amazon.
And listen, Amazon isn't just showing up with a gift card for cloud credits. No, the reports say they're in talks to invest up to $10 billion directly into OpenAI. This isn't just a partnership, it's a monumental bet on the future.
So what we're seeing here is a whole new kind of economic model in AI. People are calling it the circular deal, and it's actually kind of brilliant. Here's how it works. 1, Amazon pumps billions of dollars of cash into OpenAI. 2, OpenAI turns right around and promises to spend that exact same money back on Amazon's AWS cloud. So what's the result? 3, both companies get to grow their ecosystems, and, this is key for OpenAI, they get crucial hardware diversity. They're no longer dependent on just one single provider. It's a win-win. All right, so we've talked about the silicon. We've talked about these insane superfactories. That's all great, but it's pretty abstract, right? So the real question is, how does all this immense power actually show up in your daily life? Well, these huge infrastructure shifts are already filtering down into a whole new wave of products and services that you can actually use. Case in point, OpenAI just made a huge pivot. They're moving beyond being just a general-purpose chatbot and into becoming a specialized service provider. And their first big move? Meet ChatGPT Health. This is a secure, totally dedicated platform that's designed to be your personal medical assistant, pulling together all the bits and pieces of your health data from all over the place.
And I mean, it unifies everything. We're talking about your official electronic health records from your doctor's office, the daily wellness data from your Apple Health or MyFitnessPal, your nutrition info from apps like Weight Watchers or even Instacart, and yeah, even your U.S. insurance documents. For the very first time, all of that scattered data can be brought together and analyzed in one place to give you, and your doctor, a complete picture of your health.
To really bring this home, Fiji Simu, who's the CEO of OpenAI Applications, shared this incredibly powerful story. The system flagged a really dangerous interaction between two antibiotics, an interaction that the actual human residents at the hospital had completely missed. And that right there tells you everything. The goal isn't to replace doctors, it's to give them, and frankly, all of us, a powerful new safety net.
And you know, this whole idea of physical AI was absolutely everywhere at CES this week. The award winners are perfect proof that we've finally moved past the hype phase and into the utility phase. You've got Samsung's new Galaxy Z TriFold, which is a phone that literally unfolds into a 10-inch tablet. Lenovo's new ThinkPad is designed so you can actually repair it yourself. And Boston Dynamics' Atlas robot is just, well, it's on another level. Even in the smart home, Roborock finally built a robot vacuum that can climb stairs. See, these aren't just cool gadgets anymore. They are AI-powered utilities designed to solve real problems. So it was pretty much inevitable, right? As AI gets more powerful and starts to operate in the real, physical world, governments are going to step in. You could say we are officially seeing the end of the AI Wild West. The party's over, and now a global rulebook is starting to be written.
And if you take a quick snapshot of what's happening, you see it's a really fragmented world out there. The EU is laser-focused on copyright and ending unregulated data scraping. Here in the US, there's this big fight between the federal government and the states over things like safety kill switches. Meanwhile, China is mandating that all AI-generated content has to be watermarked. India is requiring audits for bias. Singapore's rolling out trust badges. The takeaway? If you're building an AI company today, navigating this global patchwork is now a core part of the job.
Okay, so let's wrap this all up. It's time to look past the immediate breakthroughs and think about the second-order effects. We're on a path to basically solve for computation. So what's the next big bottleneck? What's the next great challenge going to be?
And that brings us to this really important final idea, the energy-compute duality. Think about it. NVIDIA and others are on a clear path to give us a near unlimited supply of AI chips, but every single one of those chips is incredibly thirsty for power. And that means the primary constraint, the real limit on AI's growth, isn't silicon anymore, it's electricity. It's just raw power. And what this does is usher in a whole new era, an era of what you could call sovereign compute. From now on, a country's AI power won't just be measured by its clever algorithms or its talented engineers. It's going to be measured by the raw capacity of its national power grid and whether it can actually build and power these superfactories on its own soil. And so that leaves us with one last really big question to think about. We can now see a clear path to achieving nearly unlimited artificial intelligence. But in doing so, have we just slammed into a much more fundamental, much more physical barrier, our planet's actual ability to power it all? That, right there, is the strategic question that is going to define the next decade.